Girlfriend und es geht im Lied um Verliebtsein in jemanden, der nicht frei ist. Ja, das versteht ihr, oder? Ja, verstehen wir. Ihr könnt alle sehr gut Deutsch. I should have known not to kiss you, but I did. I should have known not to give you my number. I should have known not to fall, not to pick up your call. I should have known not to get addicted, but I did. I should have known not to meet you again. I should have known it was a bad, bad, bad idea. You see, you told me it could not go through, that you had this girl that's good for you, better than I guess I'll ever be. But I know, and you know, she ain't me. So okay, you have a girlfriend, at least it means you're not gay. As not that last forever, I'm gonna wait along the way. So okay, you have a girlfriend, at least it means you're into girls. For what it's worth, I'll wait for you till it hurts, and it hurts. I should have known not to fall in love with you, but it's already too late to regret. So now I'm wandering around the city, hoping to meet you accidentally. It's the worst plan I've ever had, but it's the only plan I got, so I'll stick to it. And okay, you have a girlfriend, what's the big deal? A little imperfection ain't gonna change the way I feel. So okay, you have a girlfriend, things could look worse. I guess there's nothing I can do than to wait for you till it hurts, and it hurts. I should have known not to call you when I was drunk. I should have known not to beg you to stay. But hey, is it so much to ask of you to love me till I'm through with you, to love me till the pain goes away? Well, I try not to cry, to cry, not to cry. Try not to cry, to cry, not to cry, not to cry, not to cry, to cry, not to cry. While I try to be denying, while I try not to cry, to cry, not to cry. Try not to cry, to cry, not to cry, not to cry, not to cry, to cry, not to cry. You're the one who's gonna be crying. And okay, you have a girlfriend, and you don't want me for your own. Where the hell did you get that idea? I mean, take a very good look at me. Okay, you have a girlfriend, guess you are hers. For the rest of her life she'll be your wife, till it hurts, and it's gonna hurt. Red Dress Song und es handelt von einem roten Kleid und auch geht es im Lied über meine Ex-Freunde. Sagen wir so, ein Freund und dann ist es kein Freund mehr. Dieses Konzept. Das Keyboard ist viel zu kompliziert für mich. Somewhere in my wardrobe, I think first or second drawer, I still have this red dress that I never wore before. It's all shiny and glitchy with a nearly vulgar split, and from a certain angle you can see a bit of tit. When I put it on, people will finally look at me and they'll see almost everything there is to see. I'll be loved, I'll be pretty, I'll be loved, I'll be pretty, I'll be loved, I'll be pretty, I'll be loved, I'll be pretty. And then you can tell the world that we dated once or twice. I had bought some brand new clothes and I was looking really nice. You can tell them how you dumped me in the meanest way there is. And that's by saying you'd only hurt me by going on like this, blah blah blah. You can tell them that we had it on a couple years ago, and how sorry that you are right now about letting me go. How sorry that you are right now about turning your back. How sorry that you are right now about packing your pack. How sorry that you are right now about hitting the road, Jack. And how sorry that you are right now about never coming back. Oh my God, I'm such a fucking mess. I'm such a fucking mess. But I'm sure all of that will change when I am wearing that red dress. Cause it will give me personality and beauty from within. As I don't know how it does it, but this dress makes me look thin. And one day we will meet again, as pretty people do. You'll ask me how I am, and I'll say, who are you? Dazed and confused, you'll be walking home to go and turn the heating on and spend the night alone. Lonely and sad, you'll be lying in your bed, thinking maybe after all I wasn't so bad. Yeah, lonely and sad, you'll be lying in your bed, thinking maybe after all I wasn't so bad. Supper in the night or when you're wishing you were dead, crying, crying, crying till your pillow's soaking wet. La 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 handelt von Brüssel, das ist die Hauptstadt von Belgien. Hallo, ich bin aus Belgien. Und wenn man in Brüssel herumspaziert als Mädchen, dann gibt es bestimmte Männer und die sagen bestimmte Sachen. Und das ist nicht so nett. Und darüber habe ich ein Lied geschrieben. Und die Hälfte ist auf Französisch. Aber wenn ihr kein Französisch versteht, ist es auch kein Problem. Dann könnt ihr vielleicht deinen Nachbar fragen oder so. Before I sing this song, there is something I want to mention. I usually tend to be a pacifistic person. And I totally underscribe the Human Rights Declaration saying that violence is no good way to end a conversation. But imagine this, I'm walking down in Brussels all alone, and it's raining, I'm feeling lousy, and I'm trying to get home. And all of a sudden, this guy comes up to me. Bonsoir, mademoiselle. Viens ici. Well, that makes me really angry. I guess the situation gets me kind of stressed, that you can't walk around the city without being harassed. And as I think that somebody should go in defense, for everyone to understand, I'm gonna sing this one in French. Je suis pas intéressée, je suis pas intéressée, je suis pas intéressée, je suis pas intéressée. Go away, go away, go away, go away, je suis pas intéressée. Like, last week on the metro, an unknown person touched my tit. And it clearly wasn't done by accidental hit. He just went under my shirt, grabbed it firmly, and then flew. And the metro doors were closing, and there was nothing I could do. I'll never see this guy again. I didn't even see his face. I just want to say, I hope he drops dead any of these days. Preferably after suffering a very long time all alone, left by his wife and his mother and every woman he has known, because they finally found out what an asshole he has been. To make my point very clear, I'm gonna sing this one again. Je suis pas intéressée, je suis pas intéressée, je suis pas intéressée, je suis pas intéressée. Go away, go away, go away, go away, je suis pas intéressée. You see, I never really liked the word respect at all. It's used by right-wing politicians and a school principal that mean by it being conventional and all that crap. But you know, respect can also mean just plain shutting up. It would be so nice walking on the street for a while without having to hear how beautiful I am all the time. But I guess there's nothing I can do till that day has come. When I'm old and ugly and they leave me alone, car je suis pas intéressée, je suis pas intéressée, je suis pas intéressée, je suis pas intéressée. Go away, go away, go away, go away, je suis pas intéressée. Singing, I'm not a dog, I don't listen when you whistle. I'm not a dog, I don't listen when you whistle. I'm not a dog, I don't listen when you whistle, so don't you whistle at me. Heißt Give Up the Tree, und es geht im Lied um meinen Traum, der nicht Wirklichkeit wird. Das sagen wir so. Ja. Und letzte Woche hatte ich Geburtstag und ich werde auch nicht jünger. Und dann habe ich so dieses Plan A sozusagen, aber das wird dann nicht Wirklichkeit. Und dann habe ich gedacht, ja, vielleicht wird es Zeit für Plan B. Und da haben wir dieses Lied. I think it's time to face it. I'm not getting famous. My label went broke, there's no money to make my CD. And even if it would come out, what would be the outcome? Would it ever fill this gap I feel sufficiently? But there's always the possibility to get back to normality, starting to lead the regular life like the rest of humanity. Maybe I should give up the dream and get pregnant. Give up the dream and make my mommy proud. Maybe it's true what they say after all. It's better to be loved by one. It's better to be loved by one than adored by a million. I'm surrounded by maybes, while my cousins have babies. Sometimes I'm thinking, why not give it a try? After After all, I see something compatible in our genetic material. The result could be certainly beautiful if we multiply. And then my life will suddenly make sense if I just make a copy of myself. I could start projecting all my aspirations on somebody else. Yay! Let's give up the dream and get pregnant. Give up the dream and make my mommy proud. Maybe it's true what they say after all. It's better to be loved by one. It's better to be loved by one than adored by a million. Oh, but I don't have a mother instinct. Is there something wrong with me? I'd rather work 9 months on my album than to let my body liquids form into a baby. I don't have a mother instinct. Mother, what is wrong with me? I'd rather be everybody's idol than just one person's mommy. But maybe I should give up that dream and get pregnant. Give up the dream and make my mommy proud. Maybe it's true what they say after all. It's better to be loved by one. It's better to be loved by one than adored by a million. Not that I'm adored by a million. I'm definitely not adored by a million. I'm not even loved by one. Not really loved by one. Except, of course, by my own mom. Da werde ich jetzt ein Lied spielen. Das handelt von einer Krankheit, die es sehr viel gibt bei Menschen von meiner Generation. Und diese Krankheit, ich bin nicht sicher, wie man das auf Deutsch sagt, aber auf Niederländisch heißt es Bindingsangst. For a while now, we saw each other every other day. Still every other day could be the last one. The fact we kiss in public doesn't mean we get domestic. We aren't planning on being each other's someone. We talked about this seriously. I don't belong to you, you don't belong to me. We think this whole idea to belong doesn't actually belong in the 21st century. Oh baby, what am I to do with you? How shall I put this as my Facebook status? Open relationship or complicated? Cause we both think monogamy is overrated. At least I do, if you do, now do you? For a while now, we saw each other every other day. And if we don't, that's fine as well. But something happened we could not foresee. This thing is getting cozy, and it scares me more than I can tell. I mean, of course, we agree on being free, but then seemingly ironically, we make these jokes about our future family. 2 children, maybe 3. Oh, baby, what am I to do with you? Are we together? I think we might, at least for today, at least for tonight, but we can still sleep with other people, right? I mean, I do, if you do, now do you? Oh, 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 baby, what am I to do with you? It's not that I love you, but sometimes waking up next to you, I have to bite my tongue not to say I do. I mean, I do. If you do, now do you? 'Cause maybe you could be my never-ending story. We could go live in the country, have a couple children, 2 or 3. It doesn't matter all that much to me. And maybe the simple life could actually make me happy. Sit under the apple tree, making meals regularly. Give up this idea of being a celebrity and just focus on the quiet little happiness I got. Maybe, maybe not. Das nächste Lied heißt Do You Remember Made in Taiwan? Und es geht im Lied um einen jungen belgischen Rockband, nämlich Made in Taiwan. Und die waren sehr berühmt im Mai 2008. Aber dann hat etwas passiert und darüber habe ich ein Lied geschrieben. Und die Hälfte des Textes habe ich eigentlich gestohlen von dem Promotext auf ihrem Homepage. Und es gibt am Ende auch ein nicht so nettes Wort. Entschuldigung. Do you remember Made in Taiwan? They won an award with their MySpace, and they were in a magazine. I'm sure they're gonna make it any of these days. It said that they escaped from a Taiwanese toy factory, and since then they made it to the semi-finals of the rock rally with a splendid mix of poppy rock and roll tunes that make you happy. Do you remember Made in Taiwan? Do you remember who played the keyboards? It was me, and as you all can see, I don't play them very brilliantly, but they didn't seem to care. I was so glad to be a part of that. So glad to be a part of that. I was so glad to be a part of that. So glad to be a part of that. But there was something they forgot. Ambition can destroy a lot, and afterwards it's too late to regret. Do you remember Made in Taiwan? That band that was supposed to be going to make it, until they figured out there was one thing they could do without, and they kicked me out. Yeah, they kicked me Motherfuckers, 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 with a phone call on my birthday, motherfuckers. Does anyone remember Made in Taiwan? Dann werde ich ein Lied spielen, das heißt Will You Still Love Me? Und es geht im Lied über dieses Konzept. 50-jähriger Mann geht weg bei seiner Familie für 30-jährige Frau. Dieses Konzept. Und wenn jemand zufällig meine Eltern kennt, bitte nicht sagen, dass ich dieses Lied geschrieben habe. You've been loving me for some years now, on a regular base. So you came to the conclusion this is more than just a phase. And you wouldn't even mind to spend all of your life with me. Soon you're gonna ask for irreversibility. But before you drop the question, please do contemplate. I know it's not so hard to love me in my current state. But will you still love me if I look like my mom? Will you still love me if I'm nearly 51? Will you not turn your head and turn the page with a woman half your age? Will you not run? Will you not do like my daddy done? It occurs to me lately that everywhere you see a 50-year-old man with girls as old as me. And surely I don't want to judge about things I do not know. I just wonder, where do all the 50-year-old women go? And hypothetically, if you would leave our family, I wouldn't want my daughter to make the same mistakes as me. She'll say, will you still love me if I look like my still very beautiful and famous mom? Will you still love me if I'm nearly 51? Will you not turn your head and turn the page with a woman half your age? Will you not run? Will you not do like my daddy, 30, 40, 50? Are you gonna leave me, or are you gonna stay with me? Dann werde ich jetzt ein Lied spielen, das heißt I Really Wish I Was a Bitch. Und ich muss etwas ganz Wichtiges sagen. Wir sind hier von Songs und Whispers. Das ist eine super liebe Organisation, die gemacht hat, dass ich das hier machen kann. Und Kevin, dieser schöne Mann, der da steht, wir werden noch einen Hut herumgeben und da könnt ihr, wenn ihr wollt, Geld oder Telefonnummer oder so. Und dieses Lied handelt von diesen Situationen, wenn Leute gemein sind zu mir, egal welche Leute, auf dem Zug oder in der Straße oder so. Und dann will ich immer so etwas ganz Witziges und Intelligentes und ganz Gemeines zurücksagen, aber das geht dann nicht, weil ich finde die Wörter nicht. Und dann später liege ich in meinem Bett und denke an alles, was ich sagen haben könnte, gewesen wurde. Aber dann ist es zu spät. So. Ah ja, und es gibt im Lied auch ein Eurovision Song Festival Trick. In the morning as I wake, I make myself this resolution. From this day on, I'm gonna try to be a tougher person. I'm not gonna let anybody walk over me. You'll see I'm gonna be as brave as I can be. But then by midday, I'm already crying out my mind because somebody said something that was not completely kind. I'm sitting in the corner with my handkerchief all dirty, wishing I was something I will never, ever be. I really wish I was a bitch. I really wish I was a bitch. But that's something I can never be. I cry if someone's mean to me, and I can't answer anything appropriately. I really wish I was a bitch. So in the evening as the day is done, I come to this conclusion. 2 decades in this life have led to one big disillusion. You see, when you're a kid, you're looking cute, so everybody's kind to you. But at a certain inevitable point, that stops, and now what can you do? I can still hear my father saying, it's the real world, try to deal. But if people would be friendly, would it make the world less real? I know I should be tough and stuff and all those things I'm not, but indifference doesn't work with me. I care a fucking lot, still I really wish I was a bitch. I really wish I was a bitch. But that's something I can never be. Indifference doesn't work with me, and tears fall automatically. I really wish I was a bitch. I really wish I was a bitch. I really wish I was a bitch. Walking on high heels so gracefully, not caring what the other bitches think of me. I would be so very happy. I really wish I was a bitch. I really wish I was a fish. I really wish I was a fish, swimming in the water gracefully, not caring what the other fishes think of me. I would be so very happy. I really wish I was a fish. I really wish I was a kiwi. I really wish I was a kiwi. Ich weiß, es macht keinen Sinn. Rolling on the plant so gracefully, not caring what the other kiwis think of me. I would be so very happy. I really wish I was a kiwi. Dann werde ich jetzt mein letztes Lied spielen.
Schade.
surfen nach facebook.com/Nele needs a holiday. Das ist Englisch für Nele braucht Urlaub. Und facebook.com/Nele needs a holiday und dann drücken auf Like. Und das ist wirklich wichtig für mich, weil ich check das jeden Tag. Und meine Mutter auch. Okay. Dieses letzte Lied heißt The Try Song und es geht im Lied um Versuchen und es ist ein Lied mit einer Moral. One day when I was thinking, this is what I thought. I thought, gee, I wonder what it is that makes me feel like shit and piss. Guess I don't like myself a lot. I decided to improve my person by every possible means. I tried really hard to be someone with personality. But oh my god, that's harder than it seems. I started by rethinking my image and to choose my clothes with care. At 6:30 I would wake up for half an hour makeup and to put fake dreadlocks in my hair. And then I tried to go to theatre more often and to put some books on the shelf to be special, individual, alternative and cultural. But I end up being nothing but myself. But I will be really happy in a year or 3 if I just keep working on myself. In the end I'll have a personality. And then I went on a diet and I even tried to do some sport. I thought when I was skinny, my life would be easy. But I never actually made it to that point. In spite of all my efforts, my looks were not quite to kill. And in my disillusion, I came to the conclusion that I should work upon my social skill. So on Saturday night, I'm feeling lucky. Maybe I should try to meet somebody. I think about anything, any way to spend my evening. And in the end, I just stay home and watch TV while eating anything that might be bad for me. But I will be really happy in a year or 3 if I just keep working on myself. In the end I'll have a personality. Still I felt that nobody noticed, so then I tried to cut in my arm. But the problem was it hurted, and it wasn't really worth it. So I quit it without doing any harm. And then suddenly, it came to me that all the river is to be is kind and patient and loving and friendly and unaggressive to people in the street that bump into me. don't feel guilty if you don't go to the party. And just try not to make other people's lives a total misery. I guess that's all that you can ever try to be. Wenn ihr wollt, ich habe auch CDs mit. Das sieht aus, als wären es ganz viele verschiedene CDs, aber es ist nicht so. Es ist alles die gleiche Musik. Ich habe nur zu Hause verschiedene Entwürfe für den Covers gebastelt. Aber das heißt, wenn ich später berühmt bin, dann wird ganz viel Geld wert sein. Und ja, die kosten 10 €, das ist fast nichts. Okay, dann werde ich nur ein Lied spielen und das heißt A Train Against the Pain. Und ich habe einmal versucht, ein Liebeslied zu schreiben, das nicht zynisch ist. Es hat mehr oder weniger geklappt. When getting into something seriously, there's something you should know about me. Just to give you an idea of what is going on inside of me, here's a little summary. You see, deep down, I am a princess, but I need daily reassurance. I have no confidence insurance. Guess you could already notice I'm as insecure as hell. But surely that you could already tell. And my songs are just a train against the pain when I'm about to go insane. And I'm trying to act plain, trying not to complain. But of course they are in vain, like a scarf against the rain. But what I hope that will remain is silence in my brain. And I have no idea where I'm going against, till I work till I lose my head, till I can't remember where it's at, till I can't remember if I'm sad or glad, till I can't remember how I got so fat, till I can't remember what I just said. What's that thing that I just said? How about that? Meanwhile I dream, I dream myself alive supreme. I dream that I'm a beauty queen, and sometimes I use self-tanning cream. But don't tell anyone. Of course it's all done by the sun on an expensive summer vacation. And as the song keeps on going, the ukulele sounds annoying. And by now you should be knowing what I wanted to say, that secretly I am still waiting for that day when you stand at the door to say, hey, come with me and I will take you away. Let's take the car to Germany, pretend we're gonna marry, and be happy for the rest of our life. Of course, by then you would have learned how to drive. And then the pain will be gone, I will be brave, I will be strong. It won't matter that it took really long. It will be like in that old song that you happen to have known all along. You just forgot to put it on. You see, I always was afraid if I would wake up feeling great, thinking from now on it's a downhill way. But when you're there and I can stare at your sleeping hair, I'm thinking I can handle the day. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.